Good afternoon, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem and the Crypto, episode 566. I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish, and a little bit later today for the Bitcoin Halving.
That's right. Today is the big day, the Bitcoin Halving. Looking at the time, we are 20 minutes and 20 seconds away from the actual halving. So, of course, we'll be doing that here live. In today's stories, we'll be talking about Cointelegraph's Bitcoin halving party right now, live on YouTube as well. We'll be talking about Consensus going on in their live YouTube party as well. We'll also be covering unprofitable miners already leaving the Bitcoin network ahead of this halving. CME saying volume has surged, showing strong institutional interest before the Bitcoin halving. And hedge fund pioneer Paul Tudor Jones said he holds 1 to 2% of assets in Bitcoin. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices today?
Oh, yeah. So ahead of the halving, right now we have some price movements that we predicted. Basically, buy the hype, sell the news. We knew this would happen coming up to the halving. Right now, Bitcoin's at $8,445, down 1% today. Ethereum at $182, down 1.5%. Ripple at 19 cents is down 2%. Bcash at $222 is down 3%, one of the biggest losers for today. Litecoin at $40 is down 2%. And last but not least, EOS at $232 is down 2%. So we are seeing the drop that I predicted because of the halving coming. Look, people, everybody's not going to get rich at the same time. So have patience. And, this is a great event. But, of course, it's not going to be super bullish and then pump to 20K overnight.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. As you said last week, before people went to go buy crazy or going to go buy Bitcoin crazy before the halving, you cautioned to just wait. If anything, just dollar cost buying still. But I'm glad you shared that because as it shows here, we took that quick haircut. I know, what was it, 15% in
15%,
like
24 hours,
an hour or something, 30
minutes. Hour,
minutes.
yeah, an hour.
Right. So back down to 8,500. This is good. What do you think we're going from here? Are we going to stay steady and then start to slowly increase, or I've seen people calling for 6,000 as well out here?
Oh yeah. Well, that is a possibility. I've always said I think our bottom is in the 3,000 range. So 6,000 is fine. It doesn't really matter if you're dollar cost averaging. And then going forward long term, I think the pump that everybody is talking about or thinking about is going to be in Q4 of this year, going into Q1 of 2021. And most of the crypto people that I know, they've been around. So it's not like, these are new people entering. When your taxi driver and your Uber driver and your waitress is telling you altcoins and Bitcoin, that's when the pump has happened. So right now, just going sideways, I think, for the next few months. We still have accumulation from big whales and institutions.
Nice. What about the people that's bowing out? I've seen a couple of names out there on Twitter and YouTube with people saying, "Hey, I've had enough. I'm selling. I'm going ahead and getting out here at 10K again."
What's going on, people?
Well, good riddance. Who cares about you? I mean, you're not here for the right reasons anyway. Who cares? If you want to just make money, fine. But we don't. That's not the only thing we're here for.
Good stuff. All right, I want to say some quick shout outs. As I said previously, also to go ahead and give everyone a heads up. We are running on a 20-second latency delay. We're doing these live streams through Zoom right now. As the meme said in 2069, okay, Zoomers, we will be the Zoomers one day. So we're doing this through Zoom, so 20-second delay. So I see people entering the chat. Want to give some shout outs. What's going on, Madam Crypto, Leroy Forrest, Alec G, been a long time, looking good. Watch out for those YouTube halving scams, Warrior. That's right, Alec G. It's all types of scams out there. Dexter Hans Sr., Allison Thompson, Lucky Lloyd. Hey, first time catching it live. Thanks. Welcome. Lucky Lloyd said, yes, they are scamming heavy. What's up, Sergeant Crypto? Crypto and Culture. Let's see, A. Kent. A. Kent said, I'm a crypto head and an Uber driver. So he's already up on it. Hey, well, we got to find Uber drivers that aren't crypto heads then.
Yeah, because I've had some that have tried to promote coins I've never heard of before. Like, what in the world? So yeah, stick with Bitcoin.
Salvatore, I can't pronounce it. Norg, and of course, let's see, Dan the Man 03. Hello, and all. Thanks for joining. All right, let's jump into some of the top stories right now. I saved the picture of Roger Ver before we went live. It looks like he was on currently with Cointelegraph. I'll go ahead and share that screen so you all can see Roger Ver's amazing face and personality here. I know he was just live Cointelegraph.
That's what I really think. And there you have it.
There you go. And look, that's funny. As soon as I played, that's what I really thinking. There you have it. Roger Ver and his peers forum. But again, Cointelegraph is having his listening party, or excuse me, his watch party for the Halving. It looks like a few people have already went. 10 a.m. Eastern, they went crypto around the world with Cointelegraph Editorial National. 11 o'clock a.m., they went mining deep into Bitcoin with Genesis Mining, OKX Pool, and Binance. So they already talked about that. Right now, they're talking about exploring the fundamentals of Bitcoin with Bobby Lee. Of course, Bobby Lee, you see him every 2 or 3 days in Cointelegraph telling you the price is going up or down. Let's see, 2 p.m. we're going to have Bitcoin versus altcoins. I think that would be a pretty good one. Roger Ver, Tom Lee, and Alex Tapscott. 3 p.m. venture capital and crypto. And 4 p.m. building the crypto community with Bad Crypto Podcast. I'll give it to them. They will slide. They slide up in there.
They in there.
Heliporn, Crypto Zombie, BitBoy, and Naomi Brockwell. We need to holler at Bad Crypto. Like, look, who do y'all know over here?
Yeah, well, they know everybody. And shout out to Matthew Rozak. He's the CEO of Block and Metronome. So shout out to Matt. He's in there for the venture capital one. He said at 3, which is right now.
So I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, and of course, this is EDT. This is EDT as well. You're right. So that timeline is all. What do you think about some of these videos and they were doing?
Well, I mean, it's great that they have a live halving party. I think because of coronavirus, there's going to be a lot more of this. It's not going to be a lot of face-to-face conferences for now, and this is probably the biggest thing going on outside of the Gentlemen of Crypto, because we all know who the realists are. But a lot of people pay to get that time to speak, so that's what they do.
I do think it's a good thing as far as the history of crypto. When you look back at it, 2020 quarantine, like you remember a lot of YouTubers in the last 2 or 3 years have disappeared, right? When we started, there were only, I think, 2 or 3 other ones. I know it was Bitcoin Trade, it was Chris Dunn, it was another onesie or twosie here and there. But when we started, it was only like 4 to 10 different crypto YouTubers. Then we went to the Splurge, where it was just just crypto YouTubers popping out the woodworks and Twitter people. Then of course everyone disappeared again. So with this small amount that's left, including the Cointelegraph, and we're about to talk about consensus, to see everybody bring all these leaders now in the space together to talk about it, I think that's a good thing. And I think when we look back, we can look back at the different people, like, all right, at least 2020 quarantine, were you involved in anything at the time? Were you involved in this last happening? If you weren't involved in the 2016 happening, okay. But if you weren't involved in this one's, all right, what's going on? What were you doing? Where were you been? So. And I mentioned this the other day to you too. This is like my official 4 years in crypto. It's crazy. It's my anniversary.
All at the same time. Happy anniversary. Oh yeah.
Right. All right. Consensus as well is going live. What's going on with Consensus?
Oh yeah. So let's see. Right now, I want to pull it up. Live Consensus distributed.
For a platform that we built.
Somebody I don't recognize speaking right now. But basically, at the Consensus, as you all know, a lot of the speakers that are there, big name, big companies, been in Bitcoin a while. Consensus itself, I think, is overpriced. But right. You
gotta pay for those speakers.
Yeah, I would say you gotta pay for those speakers. But of course, if you get a chance to speak there, you definitely want to do it. A lot of eyes on you, a lot of industry people. So it's free for anybody who, after you leave here, you want to watch it. But you don't really need to attend Consensus to be in the know with the Bitcoin industry. I think that's the best part about the industry. You don't need to go to conferences in order to be in the know. However, it is good to meet people face to face. And of course, how we do at different conferences, network and business wise.
And what I will say, now it is cool that they're streaming Consensus live, also so people can get an idea of what the event is before you buy that expensive ticket. So if you feel like you've missed some of these big conferences where it's like, $2,500 ticket here, because you remember those ticket prices are pretty expensive, $1,700 here, $1,500 for the basic package. If you feel like you missed it, you want to know what the event is like, I think now is a perfect time for you to log on and see. And as Bitcoin Zay said, in some respects, you haven't missed anything. A lot of these bigger events like this Consensus, they are for more corporate and institutional investors as well as the mainstream. You gotta remember, it costs a lot to have these speakers. It costs a lot to put these events on. I mean, this is a business thing. So yeah, will you get special announcements every now and then for certain projects, or will you get You know, as Bitcoin they said, the opportunity to meet certain people, yes, but unless you're really going with a certain objective, or there's something that's the whole community has been waiting on to be launched or something, then yeah, you're not missing anything at these events. And it kind of shows here too, like you said. Not sure who the person is speaking. I think it's pretty cool. They have the timer there as far as time remaining for each speaker. That's pretty cool. But again, people, they will be doing the same thing they're doing here, just on the stage. There'll be some snacks and some models that act like they work there just for your eye entertainment. But other than that, you're not missing too much, right? And a Lamborghini, a random Lamborghini, and some some Atrium.
It's always a random Lamborghini and a bunch.
It's like, who got the Lambo up here on the ninth floor?
Yeah, a bunch of corny people you don't want to hang out with anyway. Stay home, learn for yourself. Trust me, I've been in all the conferences.
Yeah, but again, that's cool for Consensus to stream that live for everyone to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're talking about it, let me check this timeline out right now. It looks like we are down to it jumped back up to 27 minutes. It looked like that's weird.
Yeah, I mean the halving is it's not an exact time.
Right, the block time slowed down.
Block time slowed down. It could be congested right now. I'm looking at it live on blockchain.com. Let's see. Looks like we got 2 more blocks before the halving. So yeah, about 20 minutes. The last block was found in 5. So.
Oh yeah, Dan Amanda said 2 blocks.
2 more blocks. So we're almost there. And like I've been telling people, hopefully you got your at least a little bit of Bitcoin before May 2020. I told people just buy any amount of Bitcoin before May 2020, and you'll be ahead of 90% of the world. So hopefully everybody watching has at least a little bit of crypto. Keep stacking sats.
Right.
2 more blocks.
Let's see. Boy, Abu Maki, hello, yo, hello to you. Crypto and Culture, thanks for Crypto and Culture sending him or her this way. What's going on, Crypto Key, P-Man Van, Dark Spear, hello, Darren Hurd, happy to have you here. Sergeant Crypto said, how does Bobby Lee still have a job? I've been, quote, right more times than him. Listen, like I said, every 2 to 3 days, and I wouldn't even blame him. I mean, I get it. If a news service was hitting me up all the time every 2 or 3 days just to give them an up or down answer, left or right, hot or cold. Hey, darts on the board. You're gonna keep my name and my company in the news for me, whatever. So, you know, we're not even blaming him, but yes, we do get tired of seeing every 48 to 72 hours. Oh, this is the end for Bitcoin. Oh, this is the bull run. This is the big one. It's like literally for 2 years straight, he's been doing that. So
yeah, Bobby Lee from Fun Strat says 50K by end of this. Oh my God, no, that's not happening. Shut up.
Donald Muhammad, thank you. Said we don't get the credit we deserve in the space. We appreciate it. Lucky Lloyd, Maurice Parks, hello. All right, let's see. Next up, unprofitable miners already leaving Bitcoin network ahead of Bitcoin halving. Let me go ahead and pull up this story here. It looks like the halving is being just a few hours away. This story is written earlier. Many miners are already shutting down their soon-to-be unprofitable rigs, says Poolin VP Alejandro de la Torre. What's going on with this story? Is there any truth to this? Are miners already losing money, and are they actually shutting down mining operations?
Oh yeah, so this is what I've seen as far as price. All right, as a miner right now, for you to be profitable, the price of Bitcoin should be somewhere around 14,000. Right now, the price is around 8,400. So you would almost need to double that price in order for most miners to be profitable right now. Now, there are some miners that can take the hit early on because they can long term. The halving is essentially cutting the reward in half, so it's even harder to get that reward. So for some of the smaller miners who don't have access to bigger mining pools or more electricity, they will no longer be profitable. So yeah, a few will shut down, but I think it's more FUD than anything that it'll bring the market down, completely. It's not that many that'll be doing it. And plus, the hash power that people are saying will go away is actually increasing. So even if there are miners that shut down, there are other miners that are increasing their mining power and the electricity they have. So I don't see it affecting the market too much, but this happens every halving. It was 4 years ago, and a lot of people don't remember from 4 years ago, they said the same thing.
Also, I think, this is the network showing how strong it is because you basically say it's going to balance out. It's like, all right, well, if you're going to stop mining, then it'll be at a certain moment, that inflection point will happen where it's like it's going to become profitable for others who then begin mining more than they usually would, or vice versa. So it's good to see that. So after this happening, let's say 3 or 4 weeks from now, you still think it would have to be 14,000 for them to be profitable, or do you think the lack of miners will kind of reset or rebalance that out, where it's maybe at 10,000 or 12,000 become profitable again?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It always balances itself out. So yes, I think that hash power will increase or continue to increase, and the price needed for miners to be, I guess, in the clear or I guess profitable will get up to that price. How long that'll take, who knows? But that's the thing. If you can stay solvent for 3 or 4 years, I think we'll see 14,000 before 3 or 4 years. So that's what I mean by companies that may go away, but some of the bigger companies are like, yeah, we can mine at a loss for a while. Because in the end, the price goes to 30K, 50K at a certain point, then it'll be worth it.
Well, that's like the name of this entire game right here is, can you operate when you're not making money, when the market isn't as moving as aggressively as you want? Because we saw that in 2018 when the bear market finally hit, we lost a lot of people kind of quick. I mean, the first couple of months, a lot of people fell off the map, but for the people who did hold on, we didn't see some of those residual effects for some of those companies until late 2019 when we saw consensus laying people off.
Yeah.
A couple other exchanges having to do layoffs, cybersecurity firms, everyone in the space having to do layoffs that were involved in blockchain and Bitcoin and fintech sector. So I think we'll see the same thing here, as you just said. It was like the miners that can hang on are going to hang on because it's worth it. And then when they come out on the back end, when it's actually profitable again, it's too late. They're already in place. So
yeah.
Oh, thank you for the tip, Doc Callum. Just hanging out. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Doc.
Shout out to
Sergeant Crypto said we need more companies in the USA to start manufacturing ASIC mining rigs. That's right. I've actually seen a few people on Facebook who are making their own miners as well. So I would check out Facebook for some of the crypto people there. There are people at home doing their own miners and selling them and sending them out. So I'm not sure they're as efficient as ASIC miners, of course. But there's definitely people working on it. Lucky Lloyd said, I can never mine Bitcoin. It seems tedious and boring.
Yeah, it is. It's just computers that sit there.
I'll say you're watching over servers, but
yeah, I'll say,
I don't know. I kind of feel fun about it. It will still be fun because you always have to you have to maintain it.
Yeah, keep it going. But yeah, once you set it up, once you set it up, you can enjoy your life. Go do something fun.
I was gonna say, you tell us, you mined, was it Litecoin when it first came out, right?
Yeah,
how was that experience? Was it tedious and boring, or was it kind of exciting a thing for you?
Well, it was a machine from Butterfly Labs. It was plug and play, really. And as far as setting it up, it was only a few steps. So it was boring, of course, because it just sat in the corner and it just made sounds. But yeah, you're making money, so it's not that boring.
Right.
As boring as you think it is. Back when mining was profitable, 2013, 2014.
Oh, Jabari, oh my goodness, look. All right, this is what's the word I'm looking? This is slanderous right here. Look, Jabari said those rigs gonna get shut down like on Billions, LOL.
Yeah, honestly, I've been catching up with Billions, and it's funny because people are saying that like they're gonna shut down mining rigs in the U.S. All right, so then that means the people in China are just gonna have more mining. Like it's not gonna shut down anything. The USA thinks they run everything, and it's like no, there are people in Norway, there are people in Iceland.
I was about to say the last thing. I was gonna say an island. Of course, I don't really mean an island because you do want to be in those cool climates. So Norway was a better example. But yes, there are going to be people in far away and hard to find places that will just start popping up mining rigs. I don't think people understand that, with some of the money you have here in first world countries, you can take that to a second or third world country and set up a whole operation for a fraction of the cost. And no one will find out about it, at least not for years until after you made your money. So
people that are scared, trust me, it's just propaganda, really. I think it's more of a shout out to Bitcoin people, like, hey, we can do something about this, and it's in real life it's like, no, you can't.
Right. All right, next story up. This is actually a good news story. Of course, only reason you're getting that good news from CME means they must be places there some bets. But CME says volume surge shows strong institutional interest before Bitcoin halving. It looks like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, says record trading activity for its Bitcoin derivatives reflects a strong institutional interest in the imminent Halving event. This was a note sent out late on Sunday as the derivatives exchange said a strong quote ramp up in volumes over the past week showed these institutional investors were getting exposure to Bitcoin, most likely in preparation ahead of the supply cutting event. This is great news for Bitcoin, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, you know, the best part about institutional investment is we don't necessarily need it, but if it comes, the wave of money that comes is billions and trillions, which of course will make the price more valuable. And anytime you have a new asset market and you get less volatility, but more gains on the upside, that's always good. So shout out to CME. And I do want to say the halving has just happened.
I was just looking at it. Yeah, I was just looking at it.
Block 63, 630,000 is just mine from Ant Pool. Everybody's celebrating on Twitter right now. So yes, the happening is here.
On and forward. What does Gemini say?
Yeah, but this is the thing though. There's an argument about which timer is correct. So I'm going off of actual blocks. I'm not going off people's timers.
Yeah, because CoinDesk says 19 minutes now. I just refreshed it.
Now I'm looking at blocks as they come. The last two blocks, one was 3 minutes and then the next one was 2 minutes. It happened faster than usual, but 3 blocks before that was like 39 minutes. So it's an average of 10 minutes for those of you who didn't know.
That's what I was going to tell you as you were
average of 10 minutes, not 10 minutes exactly.
When the time first changed, I was like, it's going to be jumping. It's going to go up, back and up.
Yeah. So for those of you who are kind of confused by that, it's not exactly 10 minutes. It's an average of 10 minutes over time. So yeah, the halving is here, baby.
Hey, it's time to get these bottles, pop on to the next 4 years of adventure. Let's see where it takes us. You remember, folks, the last halving in 2016, we saw Bitcoin go from 300 to 400 to 20,000 in a year. So,
oh yeah,
get them.
Oh yeah, happy Bitcoin halving.
Happy Bitcoin halving.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Get this crypto going. I know you're about to go for the bottle. You too funny, my brother.
Gotta do it. We've been waiting for this for 4 years, man.
All right. Man, with that great news of the halving being official, I want to go ahead and continue talking about this CME because they said, of course, that their platform is being primarily used by institutional investors, and they have 844 unique accounts that have begun trading Bitcoin derivatives since the start of 2020, more than the double of new market entrants compared to the number the same time last year. So again, great news going on with CME over here. Average daily volume is up more than 43% at the same time from last year. Contracts are coming in. So here we go, people. It is beginning. The races have started. One more time, let's get a sip of that drink because the races have begun. Wow.
I'm going out the bottle, baby. Wait 4 years. This is my second halving. Shout out to everybody who's been holding strong hands.
Strong hands, that's right. It's been a crazy 4. Let's look at some of the comments real quick. Lance Mitchell said, "What's up? Big up, big up." Madam Crypto, P-Man Van, Minho Donahue said, "Where you guys been? We've been quarantined." Let's see. Lucky Lloyd said, "I'm drinking a shot of tea right now." There we go. I had a shot of tea earlier.
I had some tea this morning, baby.
Marie Sparks says, "Straight bottle and wine glass." That's why you gotta love us, people. You get the best of both worlds. All right, you get the champagne glass, a button up. Some days you might get a sweatshirt or a hoodie in the bottle the next day. You never know.
You get the best, yeah.
Let's see. Minho said, "I got beer." That's what's going on. Let's go some beer for it. Jabari says toast. Dark Spirit says, "I'm not getting notifications." Yep. I hate that. We don't get notifications. I don't get, like, on my personal account, my notification usually comes 10 or 15 minutes late as well. So that's kind of weird. He said, "I shared this video with my boy in the UK, and he's saying the same thing." Well, thanks for sharing. What's going on? The Rush Chanel said, "I got a shot of water right here." There we go. Taking a sip from Madam Crypto. Sean, man, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello.
Gotta stay healthy. Yeah.
Right. Sergeant Crypto made a point about trying to shut down Bitcoin is like trying to shut down the internet or shut down mining, at least. He said the U.S. government is a bunch of old idiots on mindset that want to protect their own pockets. That's really all it is. I mean,
all it is, man.
They think they're so smart that they're delaying this thing when in reality it's like you're just making this 10 times worse when the flipping does happen. You're not making this better. Maurice Park said Butterfly Labs is here down the street from his house. So
Oh yeah.
Butterfly Labs, those rigs were at those mining rigs you got were up the street from them.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and check out some more great news story as we end this Halving event here. Hold on, let me bring it up. Of course, this is talking about hedge fund manager Paul Tudor here. Hedge fund pioneer Paul Tudor Jones said he holds 1 to 2% of assets in Bitcoin. What?
Yeah.
This news came out today, the day of the Halving. It's like, surprise everyone, I've been in the game. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, watching CNBC this morning, saw him speaking about, basically discussing that Bitcoin is like gold in the 70s. If for those of you who remember, in the 70s is when we got off the gold standard, and a lot of people started buying gold and gold futures because they realized that as an asset, it was hard money for that time, and cash was going to be basically printed at will, which we see now. And because of that, we're starting to see Bitcoin being called sort of the same thing, a store of value, because it is scarce. We're celebrating scarcity right now, the ability to have a scarce. So shout out to Paul Tudor, one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. He manages $22 billion. So I can tell you right now, he knows what he's talking about. And if he has 1 to 2%, you should too.
That's a lot. 1 to 2% of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily his money, the 22 billion that he has the 1% in, but of his own personal, I'm sure it's close to $1 billion. So a lot of money in his portfolio towards Bitcoin. So shout out to Paul Tudor.
I mean, and again, this is a leader in finance coming out saying this. This is what's crazy when people push back against crypto. I'm like, when people ask me about Bitcoin and do I think it's going to work and all that, it's not that I don't think it's not going to work or anything. I'm like, I think the human intelligence hasn't caught up to it, honestly, because again, whenever we talk about the technical aspects of it, here we are celebrating the Halving again. Once again, we're celebrating another Halving, right? Bitcoin's been out now over 10 years. There hasn't been any issues, people. The biggest issue and the loudest yells have come from scaling, and that happens with any new technology. I mean, that happens not even with technology. If you open up a brand new bookstore or a coffee shop or whatever, and everyone finds out it's a hot thing in town, you're gonna have a scaling problem within a week, right? So it went through and is going through scaling problems. Other than that, it's still been a safe, secure network, and it's had a great store value of it. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's proven itself over the last decade, the best performing asset in the world. This year is the best performing asset, better than gold, commodities, stocks. Everything else is pretty trash right now. Bitcoin's doing its thing. Of course, with the dips, that's where the news comes in. As soon as he got on CNBC, the price dipped 15%. But that's the thing.
Sell. We got it.
When it hits the news, it's too late. You're seeing it at a bad point. Because I believe when he got on the news, the price was 9,200, and as soon as he got off, now we're looking at 8,500. Which in the long term it doesn't matter, but yes, that is the contra or the contra indicator. CNBC. If you see somebody get on there,
I know, right? They really are.
Go ahead and get in your short position.
Well, the fact that he came on the news the day of the Halving to do that as well, he
knows what he's doing. Good marketing.
Yeah, like. And but again, it does go to show how big this thing is, and that's kind of my point to it. Where he's coming on the news the day of the Halving to make this announcement. Whether he sold today, bought there, whatever, he's definitely in the market, and it's important to him and his company, right? And again, it's one of those things when people ask me about crypto and Bitcoin, and that's what the point I was making. Do I think if it's going to work or not? I'm like, well, it already works. It's really about people just using it. I mean, it's literally the internet and email back in the 90s. Like, it already works. I mean, when people say, do we think it's gonna work, it's gonna last? It's like, what do you mean? Like, the average person isn't, the average person isn't working on the network. It's not like the average person, do we think it's gonna work? It's like, you and I aren't about to crash this thing or break it. Like, it's already working. It's here. It's just about more people believing it and using it. And again, I think that will take some time, but again, people, we are in 2016 again. The price is $400. The Halving has just happened. This slow buildup is going to happen. And if Bitcoin's day is right about his timeline, it will match the 2016 timeline. We're in 6 months or 7 months. Q4 starts to roll around. You will see that initial spike in the next year is when the spaceship officially takes off. And that's if we don't see anything big happen this year. I mean, who knows how long this pandemic is going to go on. if we're going to keep doing the stimulus check thing, printing out free money, who knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen with that. So
Yeah, we have a lot of factors that were not around in 2016.
right. I
Yeah.
mean, if we do another 2 stimulus checks and people start getting more money in their pocket, who knows? We can see that price easily prop back up to 14,000 and sit there for a while, just off the fact that people have more money to spend.
Absolutely. And demand will be up and the supply will be down. I think we'll see exchanges shut down more often too. May the best exchange win.
Well, you know what? Before we leave, we had to talk about that really quick. Great point. I actually saw someone on Facebook pissed off at Coinbase recently because they shut down during when the market started going up and down. I'm like, look, you guys should be watching us. Like we told people to get off Coinbase years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's what's going to happen, people. When these prices start to get volatile, up or down, especially going up, when that price starts picking up, oh, your exchange is going to shut down. And some of them might not come back if you're using some of the smaller exchanges. So you do want to be leery about that for sure.
Okay.
That's right. Make sure to like and share. A. Kent said, happy Halving, getting my shot of 100 proof moonshine. Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, somebody get lit.
Sandy. Go ahead.
I was saying somebody get lit over there. Good gracious.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a southern stuff.
soul on fire. Oof.
Sandy Ali said in January of 2021, the U.S. is supposed to relink the U.S. dollar to the price of gold. I'm betting on Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. Dot Column said, she's talking about Tudor. He said first he said it was 1%. Now a couple of days later it's 1 to 2%. Listen, you know the game they play.
Oh yeah, he got a good marketing team because they told him, hey, just come out here when everybody's talking about it. So
right, really.
Yeah.
Let's see. Morpheus Mind, thank you. Said Morpheus Mind said Bay Area in the house, casting us on the big screen TV. Oh yes, Bay Area. I saw that 40 Water just dropped his new mixtape. You know, I got that hot off the line there. Lucky Lloyd said, since the value of the dollar is crashing, I think the price of crypto will reach all-time highs in 2020 and 2021. So that'd be cool. The Chanel said, what do we suggest we use instead of exchanges? So we talked about a lot of good wallets before. On your desktop, Exodus wallet is a good one to have. On your phone, blockchain, even Jax or Airbits or BRD wallet. Any of those wallets you can actually trade in app. Although when you talk about Jax and Airbits, just know that they control those keys to those wallets. You don't.
Oh yeah. Hey King, I know this is random. I wanted to see if you wanted to let Crypto Kenzie jump on Crypto and Culture.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he I think he just finished his live stream. I just sent him the link. Have him join in now. Crypto, Kenzie, if you hear us, join in for a second so we can end the show. With you talking about your take on the happening. Like I said, this is a happening party.
What other exchanges do we suggest? So for exchanges,
Uphold.
Right. I was going to say, and you remember when we suggest these exchanges, we aren't suggesting you keep your money on it. This is just to buy in if you need to. After you get your money onboarded into crypto from fiat currency, you should take it off the exchange unless you're doing some heavy trading. If you're doing heavy trading, go over to like BitMEX or something, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not doing some heavy trading, then as Bitcoins, they say, Uphold is good. Gemini, their fees are high, but they are pretty good. Of course, BitMEX. But once you do that, get it off the exchange into one of those wallets we mentioned. And again, in the wallets now, you can trade Bitcoin to Ripple or to Ethereum or to whatever coin you're looking for the most part. Most of the wallets have the bigger coins on there. So you don't even need an exchange to trade any longer. And the fees for those atomic swaps are what they're called. When you're swapping different cryptos, they're cheaper than what they used to be a year or so ago. So it's looking good.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think most people, if you're looking for an exchange, Uphold is the best one. If you're looking for a wallet, like you said before, a lot of good ones, Exodus. And I think we got Kenzie coming on.
There we go.
Crypto and Culture, what's going on, brother?
Crypto and Culture is here. What's going on? I'm not sure we can hear us yet.
I was say I don't know if sound is on yet.
But you know, I want to answer a quick question first. Wire Sparks, I'm glad you asked. Wire Sparks asks, what's happening? The happening is how many Bitcoins you can mine every 30 minutes. Just now officially went from 12.5 Bitcoins to 6.25 Bitcoins you can mine every 30 minutes, which means the supply of incoming Bitcoin has just been cut in half. So that's why this event is so important today, because the supply of Bitcoin that you can now accumulate has been cut in half every 30 minutes. And that's going to be the same for the next 4 years until it gets cut in half again. So we'll be seeing that. Crypto and culture, can you hear us? What's going on?
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Of course, of course. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining.
Oh, no, definitely. Thank you for having me on, bro. I really appreciate that. I didn't even think y'all finna let me in. Hey,
yeah. Everybody make sure you follow crypto and culture. Yeah, come on in, brother. It's a happening party.
Hey, we happening.
Champagne. You're supposed to pop champagne with us.
What you talking about? I have my own little mix right here. It's too late. I've been drunk. I had to end the stream. It was too late. I'm like, nah.
What's your thoughts on the happening crypto and culture? What goes on next? What's your thoughts?
Bro, it did absolutely nothing. Let's go. But no, so you know, I've been watching you guys for a minute, and y'all have been telling us day of don't expect nothing, and y'all are right.
It's crazy.
Don't expect nothing, and that's what I came in and expecting nothing, and so I was just sitting here. I told myself I got to go live stream today just because this is gonna be a point in where I can go back and say, were you with me when we were watching the Halving live? Because that's how long we've been here. That's how long we put in this work. And a lot of people don't realize that it's this work we got to put in. Like, I don't expect to be rich next year or 2 years or 3 years from now, but I'd definitely expect to be in a better place than I am today. You know what I'm saying? But other than like, it's been an experience for sure. I didn't expect us to go all the way back to 10K as a price level, because when we hit that 3K, I'm like, oh, well, that just washed out the Halving. Like, that's just done. There ain't no more Halving next month. And then
Bitcoin always surprises you.
It did whatever it wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew we were hitting like I'm not gonna try to say I predicted the top, but I knew we were hitting a top when all these people started coming out. I'm gonna put like 1% of my investment. I'm like, oh Lord, this don't even sound right. I've seen this before. When CNBC starts talking about big people putting big money in it, I already know what's about to happen.
So that's what we were saying. Yeah, whenever the news comes on with it, it's too late. You already know what's happening to the price.
But see, I'm glad you put that perspective out there too, because now that you've been around and you've seen it, because you've been around for a while as well, it's like this is where you kind of can predict the price movement. And if you're a trader, this is how you make your money, people. Because for those who are watching us right now, for the next happening in 2024, around the same time period, right? Whether we're having a pandemic or there's a crisis or not, whatever, especially now that we've done this in a crisis, you have something to chart off of. You have a historical trend of where you think that price is going to go, and you can better predict it off of fundamental analysis, especially with the TA that's out there. You put those together and look back at 2020 and what happened. You can say, okay, I have an idea that today no one's going to make money, but these 2 weeks or 3 weeks leading up to it is the time to buy, right? So it gives you a chance to learn how to predict your own price in the future. What's going on? Lance Mitchell, excuse me, said changely. Donald Muhammad said, what's the latest on Mt. Gox? Bitcoin said, you know anything about Mt. Gox right now?
I heard they were in court. Mark Capellas is supposedly getting some money from that in the settlement, and people that lost their money, you just lost your money. Forget about it. It's over. But for the most part, Mt. Gox is it's a good lesson for people. It was most people's, back in the day, it was most people's what we call tuition into cryptocurrency. You realize don't keep your money on exchanges. Mt. Gox is, kind of, just a legend at this point. It's never coming back. If somebody does try, it would be hilarious. But, at this point, I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, that's it on that one.
Yeah, Mt. Gox.
Any last notes? What else do we have? Bitcoin's crypto and culture. Anything else you all want to throw out there before we wrap up today?
No, I'm good on my end. I'm just happy that y'all let me in. I get to be in here with the cool guys. I'm good.
Oh man, listen. Hey, we are all in here for the happening, man, for sure. What you got, Bitcoin's Thanks for joining us too, Crypto and Culture.
Oh yeah, thank you for joining. Yeah. Definitely got to bring you in for the happening, for the party. Yeah, we've
bottles.
Been a long time coming. As far as people in the industry who have been doing it as long as we have at this point, not too many. So glad to have you here, brother.
Oh, last but not least, let me give one more quick shout out, Top Networkers Group. Thanks for coming in as well. Again, thanks all for the continued support of the, being here for the happening, as well as, at this point now, this is kind of around the same time we started the show, in
Yeah.
2017. So this is about 3 years strong of streaming as well on crypto. So definitely appreciate all the support. I just saw somebody say they're going to get Bitcoin Zay's book. Of course, that's an amazing book. Good to see that there as well.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Thank you,
I'll put the
Crypto and
link in.
Culture, for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again. Thank you again, for real.
For sure. All right, we will see you all. I'm not sure if we'll be streaming tomorrow, but we will be streaming soon. We'll keep them going through the quarantine. We already took our break. We're back good. Bitcoin Zay got some great internet down there in the country, wherever he's at. And we're ready to keep it going. We're ready to keep crushing this thing on the way to 600 and hopefully 1,000 episodes before we know it. And we look forward to seeing that price do what it does. Again, we don't suspect anything will happen in the next 3 to 7 days. But after about a week or whatever, start seeing that price start to slowly creep back up. Of course, it's going to go down and then come up. Was that Mount Sox? I like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put them on the camera again. Put them up.
I'm not saying nobody can hear me, but yeah, Mount Sox 2020. I had to get some.
I love them. Those are cool. I like those.
Yeah, they fine.
Oh, yeah, those are dope.
Hey, as always, thanks for joining, everybody. All right, Bitcoin Zay. All right, Crypto and Culture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, have a good one, people.
Peace.
Cheers.